Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Potter, and I am the host of the Living the Dream Video Summit. I have the opportunity to gather presenters together and ask them one question. How are you living the dream? The reason why I want to ask that question to these amazing people is because so many of us are looking at successful people, and we have dreams, we have things that we want to do in our lives. We came to earth to live the dream, and then we have so many things just cloud that over, and we have money blocks, we have all of these things that just make it so that it feels very hard and difficult to live the dream. So I wanted to bust through that with this summit and encourage people to tell us their story, tell us about their products, tell us things that can really help us blast through those so that we have no barriers in living that dream. Today I have a really exciting person I get to host. His name is Iurii Gagarin. That's my best way of saying his name. And he comes from Kyiv, Ukraine. I met you, Iurii, in Canada, and I want to tell people that when I met you, it was at this beautiful gathering, and we did this circle. We had this circle where Iurii and I were holding hands in the circle, and everything about him was electric. Electric. And
yeah, I remember this.
yeah, it helped me understand that even if we weren't having a long conversation together, this is who you are from the inward coming out. You have this way of being. And so when I decided to put together this summit, I very much wanted to reach out to you and have us ask you those questions. So welcome, Iurii.
Hi, Emily. Hi, audience. It's a pleasure to be with you, even if I don't see you, but I know that you are watching, and I hope our discussion will be interesting for you, and we will find something to share, something to learn from each other. Yes.
Wonderful. Good.
Looking forward to hear other people interviews as well.
Oh, good.
And please leave us a comments in the interview. It will be a pleasure to read, and feel free to ask any question. I will make sure to read all the questions that will be that can be posted under the video. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic. I love that you want to connect with the audience. That's exactly what I want. Wonderful. So Iurii Gagarin is a musician. He's a DJ, and there's so many things that he can talk about. And we're going to focus specifically on his new and exciting development in his life. You are a web and mobile application developer. So what I really love about what you're going to be talking about. So everybody knows someone who's creating an app or something, but you are particularly interested in having clients who are musicians and energy healers and shamans, and this is the kind of community that you want to help have an area of influence bigger on the web. So tell me, what's different for you? Why do you want to specifically assist people with that energetic influence?
Yeah, it's a pretty simple question. It will be a pleasure to answer. So I think I will talk a little bit about my background. I did my master's degree in computer science, and just pursued a normal way that people do. I started to work in a company, changed one company to another, and was progressing in career, working 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 9 to 8 lifestyle. Making applications and websites for banks, mobile operators, different entities, and it was boring. It was boring. The clients were okay, but I didn't support or share the vision of the companies I was working for, and I was not happy at this job. So that lasted for some time, and one moment it was too much for me. So I just took a sabbatic leave, make a big travel all around Europe. Then I went to Canada, and during that time I was mainly concentrated on music. And everywhere I was going, I was meeting interesting people, and I was telling them my story. what I was doing before, what I'm doing now. And it happened that some people were asking me help, advices related to their presence in internet, related to application and technology. And I realized that I like this. I like to share information about technology. I like to help people to be how we can say, to have a good relationship with all these modern tools of communication, of reaching audience, of providing information to others, and selling or sharing their passion over internet. Because I'm in Ukraine, you're in United States. Between us is, I don't know how many, 10,000 kilometers. So it's at least 12 hours flights, but we are talking, and this is recorded and can be watched by many people afterwards. So the technology is amazing, and it's amazing, but it's also complicated. And I realize when I talk with people around that not everybody understands how it works, how to make the best use of it. What was the question?
Fantastic. Well, you actually answered it. That there's a life that happens with your clients who are energy workers, shamans. Go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
Yes. I lost a bit the way. So while I was traveling and taking a break from my day job, I realized that I have skills, I have the information that I like to share, and the people I like to talk, I like to help are those people, healers, musicians, shamans, festival organizers, everything that help connect people between each other. I'm not too much into the corporations, the big companies, the car companies. Those people, I don't think they are very useful for the earth, and they make, I don't know, they make money, and they're not trying to live their dream, or they're not trying to change the world to a better place. So during this trip, I met a lot of interesting people, and I helped them with the web needs, application needs, and I decided that this field is this field where I can find myself. I can still do something that I learned, that I like, but still be useful for people that I care about. Absolutely. So this is a little bit of story.
So I really appreciate you are honoring the work that the life coaches and alternative to mainstream entrepreneurs are doing. You can honor that, and what's really wonderful is that there is a specific gift that you can give people who don't know how to do these things for themselves. I'm one of them. I am so grateful for people like you who can help behind the scenes. We all understand we really deserve to have that online presence to really make a difference. So you started, you're the founder of Wonderful Solutions. What a wonderful title to give. And so what are actually, so I'm imagining I'm listening to this, and I'm a yoga instructor, and I'm listening to this summit, or I'm an energy work healer, and I'm looking for someone who really will get the feeling that I want to have on my website or on my app that I have for the world to see. What are some of the specific products that you can give to our audience today as an example of what you do?
Yes. So one other reason why I enjoy to work with people like we mentioned is that during last 10 years I'm a regular goer to yoga classes, to meditations, workshops, retreats, and this is the place where I like to be. And those people, they have a great open heart, and it's just a pleasure to be around them. This is also one of the reasons that I like be there, because I value the work, this how I say, the field of I don't know, interpersonal work, or and the second, I like to be with these people. I learn personally a lot from them, and it's a pleasure to help them. So to answer your question about like a yoga teacher, for me, the most important, how I start working with people, I try to understand what they need, what is a primary need. And the most regular one is to build online presence. So to be how it's searchable and findable in internet, and to represent yourself as individual, a company. So for this, the website is, I cannot say the only, but the most logic way. So the best thing is to build a website, and there are many tools to build it on your own, or like with the help of people, and they have, each of them has advantages and disadvantages. Personally, I think the best way is to have your own website, not to be dependent on some services of monthly subscription. It's give you the most freedom, and it's pretty easy with the modern technology. In one day, you can have your website fast, beautiful, that working everywhere for everybody, and you can have your mailing list, you can have your schedule, you can have a lot of things that just make your life much easier. Obviously, it takes some time to understand it, but believe me, nowadays technology made things very accessible. It's not like 10 years ago. Really, in one day, you can make a website that is enough for an individual yoga teacher. And if you know how to use your mobile phone, if you know how to write a text in a Word, you will be able to administrate, to edit your website quite easily. And personally, I work on hourly rates. So you know, it's I can always help people, like, you know, 1 hour of consulting or whatever. It doesn't have to be big budgets, you know, or a lot of time. It's
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to actually now go into, people are intrigued. They're listening to this and saying, okay, it's so nice that I have been looking and I didn't know what I was going to be hearing from Iurii Gagarin today. And now knowing, okay, wow, he is someone that I might want to work with. I actually want to dig a little deeper into who you are. And so people can get to know you specifically, because we are here to encourage people to live their dreams. So you started, as much as when I first met you as a musician, you've been traveling the world. It seems, one of the things that I'm really impressed about you seem to carry yourself in a spirit of confidence. And even if that's not true, because we all have things, for sure, insecurities. But I'm interested, one of the things when people signed up for the summit, one of the main questions that they wanted me to ask the presenters is how to eliminate their fears. So the things that you have done in your life to become a musician, DJ, traveling the world, the founder of your own company, what advice, if you're going to connect to your heart right now, what advice or counsel would you give someone who has these dreams? How would you encourage them to dissipate and eliminate fears and going for their dream?
Well, it's a good question, and obviously I have still some fear about future, but the things that work for me is step by step. It's a step by step movement. So for example, if you are scared to go for one year trip, just do 1 week trip or 1 weekend trip. If you are scared to meet a woman of your dream, go and meet just any woman. Be confident with meeting new people, making friends, and this will make your confidence grow. So step by step, start with the first things that you are scared about, do it, and this give you confidence. So obviously I read a lot of books, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, I did some training, some how it's called, family constellation things, and I did a lot of yoga. I tried meditation, vipassana meditation. So all these things contributed to my understanding of life, and still I'm sure I have a lot of things to learn, but just step by step, every day, movement towards the new yourself.
It's a very simple answer, and it's actually it's a consistent one that I continue to find for myself too. What I like is that you're saying it. It sounds doable. And I think maybe just with my own experience of what I talked about with the confidence that you emit into the world, even if you're not confident in those step-by-steps, you're saying to just keep going step by step. I want to,
one other part of finding a path is to be aware. So some people call it consciousness, some people call it awareness. And what I mean about this is not only be aware of yourself, of your feeling, of your fears, but be aware of what's happening around you. And so what was happening for me, for example, how I discovered music, I was just happened to be around people who were doing music, and I was, okay, let me try. I tried, I enjoyed. I said, okay, I left it apart. Then I meet another people who were doing also music. I said, another person who is doing music, and I meet him. I talk again with him. I get inspired. I try a little bit. I got some small results. So look around yourself. It's the most important, obviously, is to find the path. Once you found the path, it's easy. And to find the path, you need to be curious and just test things that happen to be around you. And if there is nothing happening around you, change location, and you will find a place where things happening. So finding signs like directions, and trying to go that direction, and you will feel if it's your direction or not. If it's like too difficult, maybe it's not a good path.
So what I'm just now seeing even more so how musicians might specifically want to hire you to help them with their website, because you get it. You totally get what a good, solid career looks like as a musician, because you've been successful as a musician, and congratulations on that, by the way. From one musician to the other. I just started my musician path, and so I very much I loved. Actually, I want to let people know who listened when we first did talk at that festival, that event. You were so supportive of me, one musician to another. You were like, "Yay for you! You're out there doing music. What kind? And what are you doing? And where are you going?" And it really helped me. It really helped me to know that other musicians are supportive when I first meet them, because there's also that other whole side where musicians are very competitive with each other, and I'm better than you, and how far, all of those things. But just for people to get to know you, that's not who you are, and you're very supportive. And so I'm imagining some musicians listening to this saying, okay, this guy gets it, and I want to hire him as my website designer and developer. So I wanted to actually take that to a deeper level. Another thing that our audience is very interested in learning is about money, and your path, what it's looked like, because we all have that as one of the biggest fears that we have when we go out on our own as an entrepreneur. How is it going to work monetarily? Is there anything that you want to share about your experience that might be useful for the audience?
Yes, probably. So while I was working in my let's call it day job, I was just doing music in my free time. So I was working in an office and like doing music in the evenings and the weekends. And this way I started to perform, to receive money from music during my weekend show. I was getting a quite consistent salary that was supporting my life from my developer work for a big company. But I started to do music shows on the weekends during summer holidays, and that bring me, let's say, connection in the field, that brought me confidence in myself. And so, as I told you, step by step, you eliminate your fears, you build your new project in parallel of keeping the current one. Yes. So, and obviously I started when I was understanding that I really need to change everything, I started to put money aside. I don't think that people need a lot of money to live. You can live with not a lot of money. So I was just satisfying myself with basics, but putting some money aside that I use later on for traveling. And if you're on your path, things will make work itself. So when I was in Paris, I got offered to travel to Brazil to make music. Then I got offered to travel to Canada to do music. But let's say my path from being a completely unknown DJ till the moment I was starting to get international invitation, it took me like 6 good years.
Okay, useful. That's very useful information for people listening, myself included. I'm very young on my path, and that's inspiring to hear. I didn't want to cut you off. Was there something else you wanted to say about that?
Yeah, I can add just that. Obviously, make living from music is very hard. It's for if you are not working in a commercial field and you're not I don't know, promoted or like supported by big companies, it's pretty difficult. It's difficult to make surviving if you don't own a house or if you don't have like some kind of passive income. So I think the solution is, to look around to see how you can minimize your cost of living, or how you can have a passive income, or how you can have both jobs. So what I'm doing right now is basically I'm keeping my music project as my big passion, as a source of income as well. But I started a new project inspired by my traveling, by music shows, by the great people I meet on the journey, and I started my let's say second business of this website and application company that is been already for 2 years, building slowly, and so for me the solution, yes, is probably to have several projects that are and minimize cost of living. It's the first steps, and but it depends on the field you work.
Yeah.
I see that it's pretty difficult for people living just from the music.
Yeah. Well, what you might have not known that you said, I want to actually emphasize two parts of the heart of what you said. One is in so many different ways, you are trusting the dream. You are trusting the dream within you, so that you are taken step by step, because there's the trust that it's going to lead you to the people, to the opportunities, to keeping your job so that you can have those gigs on the weekend. You're trusting the dream. And the reason why that's key of what you're saying is that it's really not about a money block. This is something that I'm exploring, is that you have found a way, and you have the patience and to really keep trusting that dream, and that's really admirable. That's one reason why I feel like you are successful, is that you just keep trusting it. And then the second part I heard you say is that you are building confidence along the way. So I keep bringing that back, because I feel like that's one of the main messages that we get to share from who you are, is having confidence in saying yes and trusting the dream, so that you are trusting when you are just starting out, that yes, the dream is being internationally known, and yet you don't know that when you first start. Can you share from your own experience maybe an example of how you built that inner confidence? Because I feel like that is key when people are saying, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, but I do have the confidence and belief in myself and the dream. That feels like it has power. Anything you want to share about that?
Yes, I think a big part of my confidence is coming from outside. It's not only within. And so when I started to do music, for example, I was doing it on my own, and the moment came, I started to share it with people. So I put some music on SoundCloud, on YouTube. I was giving links to my friends, and I had a small but positive return from them. When you start doing things, and when your friends say, it's good, you should continue, and your parents say, it's not bad, you can try. Then your other friends say, oh, that's nice. I will, and you see that your friends share your music on the Facebook or whatever. So don't be afraid to show what you have to the world, and you see the reaction, and most likely you will have support, because if you're a nice person, you have nice people around you, and nice people support each other. So even if you're not super professional in the beginning, you will still have support, because I don't know, it just happened all around that people support each other. And if you are genuine with your idea, if you are doing things with heart, you will definitely get support. And if you continue, you will have success, because you, we are creative, and God bless from the beginning. And if we invest our time in something that we like, for sure we'll have results.
I love that. That's very valuable. I feel really supported just by what you just said in my own life. This is a secret that I'm telling you and everyone else, that I do these things mostly for myself. So I can say, oh, thank you for that wisdom. I am now going to incorporate. Everyone else can take it if they want, but this is pretty much all a gift for me. So I want to ask you lastly, we're actually at the end. I want to ask you, you're giving a gift to this audience. Can you come back and share what that is? What's the gift that you're giving that's a free gift for the audience of the summit?
Yes. So I decided to offer to 3 people three 30-minute sessions of consulting on any subjects you want. I can help you to find a way to build your website, to get more, I don't know, attention to your project. So anything connected with internet, with your personal laptops, mobile device, your ideas about how to make money with internet, with how to make a successful application, anything that is related to IT, to computer screens, to technology. I will be happy to give you my 15 years experience in information technology and development part of knowledge. So we will select from the new subscribers to my mailing list. I will select randomly 3 persons, and each of them can have a minimum of 30-minute consulting discussion, whatever. And if you are an interesting person, and if the conversation will be funny, it can last even for longer. You know, I'm not doing this for money. It's just like I like to help people. And Emily, this is a great project that you created, and let's make this gift to the world. Let's help each other to get inspired, to meet other successful or starting projects. And yes, it will be a pleasure to help some of you with your IT needs. Unfortunately, I cannot do it for everyone, because time is precious and there are only 24 hours. So but it will be a pleasure to help some of you.
That's okay, because what I'm going to do right now is first put a blessing on those 3 people, because they're going to be the most perfect people who deserve to have this, and they've been looking for that. So that's my first blessing, is on those 3 people. And so you are the perfect ones. Get on Iurii's email mailing list, and you are the 3 that are going to get this. And then this is even more exciting. I'm going to put a blessing on everyone who deserves to have you on their team, and that they will have the money. They will have the money to hire you. It's just the way it is. So blessings on all of the people who get to be part of your life, and you get to be part of theirs. Anything that you want to share at the end here? It's really, really fabulous to have you. You have such wisdom. Anything about your dream, anything that you want to share in closing?
Yeah, I think I wanted to say how it's all started for me. There was a lot of signs for me, and one of them was a sticker that I got at a party in London. Let me show it to you. This beautiful sticker. It's written positive thinking. I have it for maybe 9 years already. carrying it from one piece of thing to another. I just stick it to another places, and yeah, I get it. This sticker actually inspired me to make my own stickers, and my the things I put on stickers is live, love, create. So it's my motto of life. I wish everybody to follow something similar, because we are all living, we are all made to love, and we definitely love something in our life, and create, because it's so fun to create something with your hands, with your head, with your time. So let's live, life, create.
I love it so much. You gave me one of those stickers when I saw you, and I just found it the other day, right? Like about 2 weeks ago. So I have it in my home right now. So thank you for your logo in the world, what you're bringing out.
Okay, and I will actually also send some stickers to people who subscribe to mailing list. I don't know with the quantity, but it will be more than 3 people. Let's make it more bigger.
Fantastic, Iurii. Thank you. Well, I want to thank you so much. You're coming from Kyiv, Ukraine for this, and I know you go all over the world, and you're traveling, and you're multi-dimensional, multi-international, and I really appreciate your time today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. So looking forward to read your comments below. Subscribe to mailing list. Check out my projects. So one is wonderfulsolution.net, is for everything connected with informatics. And another one is gagarinproject.org, is my music project. And I suppose Emily will put both links under the video, so it will be easy to find them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
See you somewhere, people.
See you somewhere. I love it. So I want to close just by saying to the audience that I personally have taken a stand that money is not a reason to walk away from my dream. And this is one of my main passions for doing this. So I'm doing everything within a gift economy model. I'm doing an experiment to see if I give everything of my heart and my gift and my heart song, that the universe, I get to trust the universe and give it back to me. So if you know that you are part of the universe's voice and hands and heart, then I graciously welcome those gifts to come my way as well. So that link is below. You can send money or all sorts of gifts to me as well, and I will receive them. I hope you enjoyed this interview today. Thank you again, Iurii, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Oh, just a small idea again, that don't be afraid to ask. The people who don't ask, they never receive. I had so much support, so much free help from people around me, and yeah, don't be afraid to ask.
Exceptionally good advice for the end of this. I am asking, you are asking, everyone gets to ask for what they deserve and what they want in life, and getting very specific in that. Wonderful. Thank you.
Bye-bye, people.
Wonderful day today. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.